Hello! I heard a rumor. And I'm going to see if this rumor is actually true. Because I feel like that's a productive use of my time. You see, I played the Anthem demo initially on the Xbox One. I know. It would surprise you to find that out. But of the things that had me utterly aghast at what I was seeing was the fact that even though I was playing on what is technically supposed to be the most powerful console on the market, the frame rate was kind of abysmal. I mean, I wasn't expecting 60, I guess, but I wasn't expecting sub 30. Come to find out that apparently it's because the Xbox One X version has a 30 frame cap. Said 30 frame cap is why the Xbox only hits 30 and then kind of stabilizes under it, maybe hits 25 in really bad scenes, but it has a locked frame rate. Now, the PlayStation 4 version, on the other hand, and here's where things get interesting, the PlayStation 4 version of the demo, oh wow, look at that. Yeah, the PlayStation 4 version of the demo apparently, and again, you know, we're going for all of our allegeds and all of our apparentlys with this one. Apparently, the PS4 version of this demo, with an unlocked frame rate, matches the Xbox One X as far as performance profile is concerned. But, and this is the big but in the room, apparently, when you set the PS4 Pro to 1080p resolution, for some odd reason, the frame rate gets better. In fact, it's almost a 30% increase. The frame rate goes from an average of 21 frames to hovering around, I would say, God of War's level of performance, which is somewhere between 45 and even 60 in some rare cases. Which, I mean, I don't even know how to react to that personally. My mind is kind of blown by those metrics. You know, so I'm going to see what's up here, because to me, that's incredibly interesting. I gotta tell you, that those kind of metrics actually surprised the heck out of me. It's a hard life, man. Somebody's got to get down on it. But I really want to see this because I'm about to switch over anyway. Okay, I already feel like I know most of what this game is about to try and throw at me, so I really don't need any pretense on et ceteras. Um, I really just want to pick a different javelin. I gotta say, and this is the realest of the real talks, okay? I feel like I gotta throw this out there. Do I have to beat a mission before I get new ones? Oh god, that's horrible. Well, I have to say this: I was fucking terrified, for lack of a better word, when I played as the Colossus on Xbox One X, because it fucked. I don't care. I don't care. Demonetize me. It fucked the frame rate so hard that I felt like I was playing the game at 20 frames per second. Just the very act of watching the Colossus run across the honking screen was enough to break the frame rate to the point where it became damn near unplayable. He was already a large, slow, unwieldy character, and I gotta be honest, tanking the frame rate at the same time was not an optimal playing experience. He was actually probably my least favorite javelin simply because of the frame rate issue. Unfortunately, his shit was too broke for me. I wasn't feeling it at all. It's a gosh darn shame because otherwise, you know, I did like the heavy unwieldiness of it. Unlike Destiny's 3 subclasses, I can say with some degree of confidence that all of the javelins in Anthem do have distinct abilities that separate them and genuinely feel different to play. It feels like there are unique things that each javelin can achieve that would actually play into how you approach the combat, and I can't really say that. I can't really say the same thing about Destiny, where really the only thing separating the only thing that separates the 3 subclasses are their abilities. And I mean that on a very basic level. Like, their abilities are the only things that really separate them. They play the same. I can't say that the Colossus controls the same way as the Default, controls the same way as the Interceptor. It's just not the same. It's just not the same core experience. Why is this happening? Okay, now let's see. Oh, wow, look at that. Oh, wow, look at that. The frame rate is better. Wow. Okay, so we're still getting some drops into the 50s, but ah, shit. So the frame rate is still a bit of an unstable mess, but the average frame rate is definitely higher here. That's insane. You can practically feel it in the controller response. Ugh, that's jarring and BioWare. Ugh, why? Well, that's not fun at all. Why? BioWare, why? That makes virtually no sense. I loaded into a pipe that shared the same assets as the pipe I saw before the loading screen. Right? So you mean I hit a loading screen so it could load a hallway? And then when I reached the other side of the hallway, it hit me with another loading screen? Why didn't they just make the tunnel really long and then stream in this next area in the background? Say what you want about Destiny. Bungie has no problem making you go down like a 30-second hallway because you know they're loading up the next instance. Not like it's some kind of secret. Oh, Lord. Hello there. Hello. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty well.
That is very nice to hear.
Just talk to the drifter.
Oh, playing Destiny, are we?
Yeah. It just gave me some crazy quests.
Oh, Destiny. I'm playing EA's version of Destiny right now.
What are you playing right now?
I'm playing Anthem.
Ew.
Wow, look at the sky and you hit 6. Oh my gosh. So the Anthem demo has a really unique performance profile across both enhanced consoles that I had to indulge in because it was just too intriguing to not let go. Okay, so you've got the 1X version of the game, and you've got the PS4 Pro version of the game. We're just going to pretend like the last generation doesn't exist. I mean, you know.
Okay.
Alright, get this. Both versions of the game are running at the equivalent of what looks like 1800p with checkerboarding. Alright? Like 1X is in 1800p with checkerboarding, and I think the PS4 Pro, surprisingly enough, is at the same frame rate. I mean, at the same resolution. Alright, but get this. The Xbox One X version has a 30 FPS cap. You know, meaning etc. It can't. It's locked. It's locked to 30 FPS, which means the max frame rate it can hit in any given situation is 30. It can only go down from there, which is why you see the game when things get really hectic or walking through Fort Tarsis a little fast. You can see the frame rate drop. It's dropping to like around 27, 26, even like 25 to 22, depending on what's going on the screen. It can tank a little bit depending on how hectic stuff gets. But it keeps a pretty even 30 most of the time. I don't think it's ideal, personally. I played as the Colossus earlier, like before I left, and I almost threw up because I think the Colossus is so graphically intensive that he breaks the frame rate even more. I felt like I was playing the game at 20 frames when I was using the Colossus. But, that having been said, the PS4 Pro version has an unlocked frame rate. Which means it's not capped at 30. Yeah, it running in the 4K mode, it kind of it jumps around a bit. It jumps around a bit as much as the Xbox One X version. It has maybe, and this is weird, it has maybe a 1 to 2 frame advantage over the Xbox One X because its frame rate is unlocked. So the PS4 Pro version runs on average like 31 to 27 frames per second, where the One X is like 30 to 25.
I see.
But wait, there's more. Apparently,
Right?
if you switch the PS4 Pro's internal resolution to 1080p, Anthem starts running at 45 frames per second
Okay.
on a PS4. If you have a PS4 Pro and you put the game in 1080p, the average frame rate goes up to 45 to 53 frames per second.
Okay, nice. That's good.
That's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous. Okay.
Why does the less powerful console have the better performance profile?
I don't know. Good question.
It is. I think BioWare either needs to uncork the frame rate on Xbox One X and let it fly freely like PS4 Pros does, or do what everybody else does and offer performance profiles. If people want to go for resolution, they can eat the 30 FPS cap. If they want to go for frame rate, let them uncork their frame rates, especially if on a PS4 Pro, it can get as high as 55 frames per second running at 1080p.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, what? I mean, I don't know what monkeys in the room thought, yeah, guys, let's have console owners play Anthem at a weird, unhinged sub 30 frames per second when you can achieve 45 and you're just corking, like, you're literally throttling the Xbox One X so it can't hit that frame rate. Like, let people choose. Tomb Raider lets you choose. Every other game on the planet lets you choose. I mean, if you're giving me the choice between playing a shooting game at 30 frames and playing it at 45 to 50, I'll always pick the higher frame rate. It's still inconsistent AF, but at least it doesn't make the game look like dog shit.
Well, just because it's dirty doesn't mean it looks like dog shit.
Okay, well, Jessica, frame rates are directly tied into the smoothness of your image and the response of your controller. Anthem would be just fine if it were actually locked to and kept 30 frames per second, but it doesn't.
Right, but it's not.
It drops below 30 very, very often, and that messes with the controller response. So yeah, the game has wonderful looking textures, and it looks nice, and it's got nice anime. But if the frame rate can't keep up with it, it makes the game look bad either way. Like, I mean, it's like, what good is it looking this gorgeous if it looks like the console can barely handle it, and it's not a fun playing experience? That's what I mean by dog. Like, that's how you take good graphics and make them bad, when the frame rate is dick butt. It's like, all right, how am I supposed to play this? Like I said, play as the... If we play Anthem, you gotta play as the Colossus. What it does to the frame rate is unreal, and I think it'll sell, like, what I'm trying to tell you more than me saying it out loud. Like, it's literally something you can feel in the controller. You know, I shouldn't be that cognizant of the frame rate. Destiny never makes you think about the frame rate, because no matter how fucking crazy Destiny gets, it never, ever strays from a locked 30 frames. And that's a wonderful thing.
That's true.
Like,
On PC, then it's 60.
and that's what I'm saying. And again, on PC, it's still so well optimized that if you're playing it at 60, you should be able to lock it there too. It's a very I mean, it's not, you know what? It's got the engine may not be the easiest to work with, but it handles everything Bungie throws at it admirably. And I mean, just the fact that you never have to think about things like Destiny's frame rate is just, you know, a testament to how well optimized the game is, even on console. A locked 30 still feels awesome because it's locked and it's unwavering, and the game is running at full 4K. How can Bungie achieve 4K at a locked 30? And BioWare got me chunking up. Just chunking. chunking. This game runs on.
Chunking up.
This game runs on
Okay,
Frostbite.
alright.
I don't understand this. This is the same engine that powers Battlefield.
Yeah, that's true. It's kind of weird that it's so unstable. Maybe it wasn't built to, yeah, no. Well, I was about to
Don't
say,
do it.
maybe it
Don't.
wasn't built to support, like,
What?
open world environments so
Sure it is.
huge, but
Battlefield runs on this engine, boo. And I know Battlefield's not an open world game, but Battlefield has 64 player multiplayer. That means its maps are huge. Battlefield 4's maps are so large that, dear, you will be so focused on whatever you're doing with your little 5-man squad that you may not even meet half the people on your team. Because they're on different parts of the map doing different things. That's how big Battlefield's maps are. And that game runs at 60 frames because DICE will accept no less. So I'm not pooping on Anthem. I really like this game. I think it's pretty much carbon copying Destiny's gameplay loop, but it's doing so with a really, really unique and fun method of gameplay, which are these, these javelins, like really make the experience what it is. And if they can nail the end game and the story, this is going to be something really special. It's just slightly disappointing that its performance is so awkward on console. Like, especially when I've seen it on PC running at 60 for anybody with a half decent rig. It's like you don't expect a 1X game to have a frame rate like this. Like, if I was playing on the OG Xbox One, I'd expect the frame rate to be like this.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, again, this isn't final code. It is the demo, and as the demos are, this was made several months ago. In fact, a lot of the scuttlebutt I've been hearing is that it's very similar to a demo that came out sometime around April or so of last year, which is not too far from when it was in alpha. So, I mean, this like the Digital Foundry folks.
Had a demo that doesn't reflect what the game might eventually look like.
Well, the thing is that this is a demo. It's absolutely supposed to do that. I feel like a lot of companies like Ubisoft and EA have kind of ruined the sentiment of the phrase early access and beta and demo, because a couple of these companies like Bethesda with Fallout 76 or have used the phrase beta or early access or demo to just say, hey, we're putting this game out broken and we're going to fix it later. So people have been kind of soured on the concept of demos in general, but also given unrealistic expectations now that people think that demo is just synonymous with game we're about to release, that people are really taking this Anthem demo and all of its bugs as if the final game is going to be like this. I don't think the final game is going to be like this. I fully understand that this is early code and that they've had months since to optimize it and make it run better. For all we know, Anthem will be fully locked, at 30, and may have a performance option, in the menus. We don't know. But
They should say that if that's the case.
they used to say it all the time. There used to be a disclaimer before. You know what? I used to roll my eyes. Like, I'm talking as far back as Dreamcast. I used to roll my eyes every time I played a demo and it said, this demo is not indicative of final code and may be different from the final game. I used to read those notices and go, no shit, it's a demo. What do you think? I'm stupid? And this is on Dreamcast back in 1999. They used to do that. But now, I guess they're gonna need to start doing that again, because I know that's what demo means. It's a demo. It's not the full game. It's a vertical slice.
No,
It's a chunk of code.
but it's a game it's a demo that we're playing 3 weeks before the game's about to release. How much could it possibly change from now until, February 22nd.
See, again, that's the wrong sentiment to that's the sentiment that leads to this kind of thinking. But this demo was made months ago. Doesn't matter when we're playing it. This demo was made like last year. So whatever progress...
Why are we playing a year-old demo? It's kind of pointless at this point. Right?
It's not pointless. It's a demo, Jessica. Nearly every demo you've ever played in... Nearly every demo of every game you've ever played in your life has usually been of a month's old build of the game. These things take months just to get through certification, so they can be put on the PSN and Xbox Live.
But what you're saying is, if I'm playing a demo
Doesn't matter.
3 weeks before the game is about to release...
That doesn't mean they made it 3 weeks before the game was about to release.
No, I was about to say, I'm supposed to think, well, okay, this demo may have been made a year ago.
Yes.
But it's for a game that's coming out 3 weeks from now.
Yes.
I'm supposed to somehow infer that there could be a year-long gap between what I'm playing now and what I'm going to play in 3 weeks.
Well, yeah, because it's a demo of a video game.
You're putting a lot on me right now.
No, I'm not.
You should say that. You absolutely should say that. You should say, alright guys, this is an older demo from an older build.
Jessica.
You're gonna see in 3 weeks is vastly different from this.
Jessica.
What?
So, when the game started, remember how they hit you with the EULA? They hit you with the agreement? Did you read any of that?
Yeah.
You read all of it?
But that,
Did you?
yeah, I didn't read the entire 2-page document.
It's in the EULA.
Yeah, I know what a EULA is, and I know it's a very lengthy document.
It's in the EULA, though. I mean, if you really cared that much, it's in the EULA.
No, I think reasonably you should say somewhere in the description, not read the EULA, like just somewhere in the description of the demo.
I feel like that's synonymous with
This is
demo.
an earlier build of this game. It doesn't reflect what you're gonna play. It may vary greatly from what you're gonna play 3 weeks from now.
It's not going to vary greatly. The core of the demo is intact, but I'm talking about stuff like performance issues. And that's something that, I mean, they were optimizing God of War damn near up until like the month before it went gold. Like they were like they were still optimizing that game up until they had to press it. And that's the thing about demos and about game demos. There is an acknowledgement that these things are made in advance of the actual product release, and that they are vertical slices that don't represent the entirety of the game.
You know, I mean, that's obvious. It's a demo. It's a demonstration of the game.
Yeah, and that's kind of what you get. They shouldn't have to say to you, hey guys, this demo thing, you know, stuff might change when the game comes out. I mean, it's not like they said it was, again, it's not like they said it was a beta. Again, it's not like they said it was a beta or early access, which are phrases that absolutely imply that you are playing what is close to the final product. That's what betas and early access is. Like, you're getting early access to what is the final code. But EA explicitly, unlike anybody else this generation, and I admired them for that, they called it a demo. They didn't call it a beta like Bethesda did with Fallout 76, and then when the game came out 2 days later, everybody realized, oh shit, no, we just downloaded the full game. The only thing pre-ordering it did was give us early access to the whole game. This really wasn't a beta at all. But EA called it a demo. So, I mean, I feel like like people's vitriol, I think people just really have a hate boner for Anthem and just really want it to fail because EA's making it. And that's kind of unfortunate. Yeah, like I have a friend who's refusing to buy it simply because EA made it. And I'm like, okay. I mean, BioWare made it. EA published it. I mean, if you genuinely want BioWare to die, then sure, pray for this game to fail, because this game feels like BioWare's last chance to stay afloat, to be frank. Given the way, you know, the Borg tends to chew up studios that underperform. And BioWare hasn't exactly been batting 1,000 this generation.
What was the last thing they did?
Mass Effect Andromeda. Yeah.
Oh, that's why the game has all those conversation trees. That makes sense now.
Yeah, it's like a BioWare trademark.
Yeah.
Having branching conversation trees and I mean, granted, if you're a huge fan of BioWare, this is a heavily simplified version of their dialogue trees and storytelling, at least from what we've seen so far. But it's definitely a BioWare trademark.
I wish Destiny had that.
That would require Bungie to write characters and dialogue and you know,
Yeah, no,
I
they're
wish
not
we
gonna- they're
could.
like, nah.
I wish we could have gotten back Joseph Staten. You know, especially now that Bungie's independent. Can they write? Can they write Joe Staten and Marty a letter, and just be like, "Baby, come back." Any kind of fool could see we can't write any stories without you. Like, no. Send him an edible arrangement, you know, with a bunch of chocolate ghosts in it.
Oh my god.
Joey, come back. I'm just saying, you know.
Maybe. Maybe now that they're free from Activision, they can make the game they meant to make.
Maybe if EA shuts down BioWare, Bungie can, like, poach their former employees.
Damn, that's bleak.
It is bleak, but, I
Maybe
mean...
this game fails spectacularly.
I mean, I saw my friend playing the Anthem demo yesterday. Half of the game didn't load in. Then the dialogue cut out. Then when he landed in the forest, the ground textures didn't load in, the collision didn't load in, and his character model didn't load in. He was walking around an empty void until the game froze. Then he restarted the game again. And while he was walking through Fort Tarsus, he fell through the floor and kept falling into the endless void until he just turned it off. I was like, BioWare, this is not a good first impression. Like, why is the PS4 version of this demo so broken? Who's responsible for this? It was really funny. I screen recorded it. He was dying.
Yeah.
He was like, well, guys, I guess we broke Anthem. I was like, I can't believe this is happening. You know, I really like Anthem, and I'm sad that that was his first impression of it. It completely broke itself.
That sucks.
It was kind of funny.
Well, I mean, when we were playing, it kept freezing. It was very frustrating.
Okay, well, that was actually server issues. That wasn't like textures not loading in, sound dropping out, and then you falling through the game world to your eternal torment. You know, like, his experience of the game was literally broken. All the problems that we had all the problems we had playing the Anthem demo are pretty much gone now. The game loads just fine. The servers are stable. There isn't really any lag to speak of. I was having the time of my life. It was fun. I mean, it's fun now. Like, just the fact that you don't have to hold your breath, you know, apprehensively in the off chance that it may not load for you. You know, it's just kind of like, oh, I work. Oh, good. You work.
Yeah.
Wow, are there really 11 of you creatures playing Destiny 2? That's insane.
11?
Yeah, I finished that quest. I'm jumping on the Xbox now. Yeah, apparently 11. Apparently 11 of my friends are playing Destiny 2.
Yeah, I'm doing Blind Well right now.
Why Blind Well?
I don't know.
So you picked up the Drifter's quest. The very first step of the thing tells you to eliminate Hive. And the most pertinent thing you thought to do was go to the Blind Well and kill a bunch of Scorn. Why are you not on Mars doing Escalation Protocol? I mean, if you're... like, if you just feel like mindlessly killing enemies on a lark, why don't you do it in a way that contributes to a goal? Why would there be Hive in the Dreaming City?
Well, there are a bunch of Taken right now.
Well, alright, there are Hive in the Dreaming City, but there's not like a preponderance of Hive in the Dreaming City. It's not like there's more Hive in the Dreaming City than there are on Mars.
Well, like I said, we can go to Mars.
Go to Mars now! Stop wasting time. Time wasting.
Alright, let me at least finish this fight. I'm gonna bail.
I'm sure they're hurting. They're like, we can't do this without Gabriel.
What?
We need her. Gabriel, don't go. No. Lock the party. You know I love you, girl.
Do you?
All right, you've been talking to me on my phone, so I'm gonna switch over.
Okay.
I'm gonna switch over to the Xbox Live. All right, just give me a sec. That's actually not a bad way to go about this. Like if I'm on another console, that was pretty cool. I'm glad that worked out. I love that you can answer this from your phone. And praise be, I no longer have to jump through hoops to save my clips on my phone anymore, because now the Xbox app lets you save your photos and your video clips. Yes. Did you notice that?
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Hun, I'm not gonna lie. That's the first time I've changed my gamer pick in like 11 years.
Wow.
Yeah, that little picture of me like doing the nose pose. That's like from. I coined that pose when Gears of War 2 came out. Yeah, and that's when I made that my gamer picture. So whenever Gears 2 came out, that's how long my picture has been like that. We're gonna do some science right now and find out when that was. November 7th, 2008. Yeah, 11 years. Yeah.
That's nuts.
Hey. I think I've had the penguin suit since 2000. Actually, I've had the penguin suit since then, probably too. Yeah. What's that penguin suit so long ago? Penguin suit is the truth. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. you mean? YouTube. YouTube. Stop trying to play me, YouTube. Come on, Melina. YouTube is like, oh. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffering. And I'm like, YouTube, eat a bleep. Listen. I have Spectrum, okay, YouTube? Don't you try and play me. You know my stream. You know that my stream connection is sterling. You know it is the greatest thing that ever was, right? Right? My connection is the greatest thing ever, right? Why aren't you saying yes? Yeah. You know, like a buklao? No? Buklao? I tell you, man, this lady, I can't take her anywhere. Can't take her anywhere. She's a bit of a crab. I love that this thing, like, it legitimately thinks I'm in a party. So I have to, like, start my own party, to leave her party, then rejoin her party so that we don't confuse the Xbox. Isn't technology wonderful? Truly. Salt of the earth. This technology. Salt of the earth, I tell you. It's my secret, dear. It's my secret, hun. I'm always there. Just getting into some Crucible. That's the step I'm up to. Well, are you done in the well of the blind? So what would you? So you're gonna do? Well, you can still head to Mars. You've got to kill. Do you see what the thing says? You have to kill 3 hive bosses and a bunch of hive with solar energy and you got to kill a chunk of hive. So equip every solar weapon you've got. You know, be a sun singer if you feel like it. And Escalation Protocol is the best place to do that because it has equal amounts of waves of hive along with the occasional boss here and there. Yeah. I say you do that for the bulk of that objective. Then if you need hive bosses, you and I can do the Nocris strike together, which that'll knock the rest of it out together, you know, because that has 2 bosses in it between Nocris and the sub-boss. I teach you how to optimize, dear. What, do you not follow my philosophy of optimizing your destiny time? So that every moment you spend playing this endless time sink is at least meaningful. That's what it is. I love this game to death, but it is a time sink. And optimizing your grind is like one of the greatest skills that you can ever learn. And that man just took a bow to the face. Oh, La Monarch. Only you understand me. I wish I had that gun on PS4. Ah! Gotta settle for having the Trinity Ghoul, unfortunately. Yeah, on PS4 I gets no love, though. I gets no love on the PlayStation 4. None. My first exotic drop was the Trinity Ghoul, though, so I was kind of happy about that. So at least I have an exotic on PS4. I work in a place that's filled with technology. The universe is saying to me, get Jessica a gaming PC. Play Anthem at 60 frames. And I'm like, it's not a bad idea, actually. Not a bad idea. We could totally play Destiny and Anthem at 60 frames. Be pretty. That would absolutely be sick. I'm kind of into that. Kind of into that idea. I saw Anthem at 60 frames. I'm like, This game looks unreasonably cool at this frame rate. Unreasonably cool. Like, no one Iron Man should have all that power or all those frames. But what the fuck? Did somebody kill me? Dear, someone just killed me with a hammer. Like the regular hammer. Like he just threw it from across the street and it bonked me in the head and killed me. When the Hammer Titan's using the Burning Maul, you know, in Forsaken, he actually has a hammer that he can throw. Okay. Like the way hunters throw knives, Titans can throw their hammers in the new subclass. Yeah, somebody bonked me with a hammer and killed me. Always a good time. Always a good time. In fact, for some reason, I'm still a Hammer Titan. I think it's because this step of the objective is so funky. Oh yeah. Yeah, you have to have like you have to have a KD of like 1.5. It's one of those it's one of those things that goes kill Guardians in the Crucible, kills get you 2 points, deaths will subtract 1 point kind of deals. Yeah. Yeah, so that basically means you got to have like a 1.5 KD just to come out positive. Otherwise, you'll just be gaining points and losing them constantly if you keep dying. I see. So, you know. Apparently, it's a great weapon, though. Yeah. Yeah, Kenneth told me it was pretty OP. Music to my ears, really. Music to my ears, really. Because I hated the last word. I've hated that gun for years. I never liked that gun. I have always hated that gun. I never used it in Destiny 1, ever. I like the first curse. The last word was not my cup of tea. I thought it just fired too fast. It was too unwieldy. It just wasn't really fun for me to use as a weapon. I didn't like it very much. But wow, you trying really hard, ain't you, boy? That was garbage. Well, anyway. Yeah, no, I just never liked it. I hated the kickback. I thought the fast firing thing was cool, but it made the gun really inaccurate, and I just didn't like it. I'm more of a long range. I want to hit you in the face with bullets. Just too unwieldy for my bones. So I use the first curse, which is like hit someone from across the map and take out their shields with one shot. Kind of dealio. Which is, again, about my speed. But if the last word is fun now, I mean, you know, I was a career hunter in Destiny 1, and now I'm a Titan, so. Yeah. Are you asking? You played Destiny with me all the way through 1. What was I most of the time? Well, yeah, but I could say with confidence that the Titan was my least favorite subclass. If anything, I was mostly my Warlock and my Hunter. I didn't really use Titans. I wasn't into Fists, Elbows of Havoc. I hated it. I didn't like Titans in Destiny 1. But then they made they turned the Titan into Captain America, and I was like, okay. And then he got fists, plural, of Havoc instead of a single fist, and I was like, all right. And then he just started executing 3-point landings into people's faces, and I said, okay, I'm sold. I really like Titans. To the point where I barely play as a Hunter in Destiny 2. Barely. Barely. Barely, boo. Oh no, that's a Spectral Blade type. I'm trying my best not to die here, but it's not working. Like, what does this thing say? I'm still at 49%. 49%. Ugh. And I have a good KD. It's just it's too much. This is why I don't have the chaperone. Well, because one, I don't care. Like yeah, like one I don't care, but two, it's a crucible objective. Like you have to run around killing people in the crucible with a shotgun for the first step, and I'm just like, nah, I can't be arsed to do that. Like I don't want to do that. I don't care. I don't care enough. I like the chaperone, but I didn't like it that much. I'm not about to break my brain. You Telesto using fool, take this arrow to the knee. That was ball sack. Someone just killed me with a shotgun called Mindbender's Ambition. Sounds kind of weird. Who's the Mindbender? Just start it on your own. The activity. Oh. Oh, okay. You need some backup. I'll join you. Give me a sec. Oh, are you just killing the hive?
Yeah.
Should be fine as long as you're killing the hive. Sad that for many the key to success is playing Fortnite. I never will do that.
No, the key to success definitely.
It's an easy route to success. Being good at Fortnite. People playing Fortnite. It's just not my cup of tea. In its original form, it's actually my cup of tea. But not in its Battle Royale form. I like PvE and I like tower defense. I actually like the Save the World mode in Fortnite. I think it's a unique take on the genre. It's just a shame that nobody cared. Yeah, nobody cares about Fortnite as a PvE game. Not in the least. People play it for the Battle Royale mode. And I can see why. It's ever evolving, ever changing. You know, something new is always happening. You know the music artist Marshmello? He's an EDM artist. Think millennial Deadmau5. Is Deadmau5 a millennial? Think Gen X Deadmau5. Or Gen whatever this Gen is now. Okay. I don't know what they're calling it anymore. Like, I didn't think I was a millennial, but apparently I am. So whatever with all these weird, ass names we keep calling each generation. I can't keep up. I really can't. I'm tired. All these letters and acronyms. I mean, what's gonna happen when we run out of letters? Are we just gonna be Gen Asterix? Are we just gonna start naming ourselves like Apple operating systems? It's gonna be Gen Mojave. Gen Mountain Lion. Like, listen. Why can't people just be old or grow up in different time periods? Why do we have these trendy names for specific eras? I never said it was. The greatest generation. I know, in the baby boomers. And again, like I said, I feel like at some point we're just going to start sounding like we're Apple operating systems. You know, what happens when we run out of numbers and gens, like in letters?
Well, interesting that you say that because,
The new robot us's. Generation Z. Oh God. Jeebus. See? Gen Alpha, Gen Beta, Gen Gamma. Yeah, you're right. But yeah. Oh. Well said. Quite well said. You're absolutely right. I think that's why I think that's why acknowledging that I was a quote unquote millennial had me so taken aback, because I could have sworn they were saving that for the generation after me. Clearly not. Oh well. Yeah, but I don't want to be lumped in with people that use the word thought. Yeah, it is. Unfortunately, it is. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately. It's not, though. It only came about like maybe 2 or 3 years ago. Yes. Yes, really. Yeah, no, hun. We used to just call people sluts, okay, or hoes. You and I were not calling people thoughts in our teens, in our childhood. We weren't saying that. Thought didn't come out, and thought was not a thing until like 2 or 3 years ago, hun. Like I said, I've heard you call women hoes. Okay, that's what we called people. That's not what they call them, though. They call them thoughts. Like, people from our parents' generation called them skeezers and skanks. Now, actually, we might have co-opted skank. We were young enough to. But yeah, like, no, thought is new. I rallied against thought when people started saying it. It's grammatically infuriating. It's an acronym that means that hoe over there. It's not even an actual word, and it incorporates the word hoe in it. So it's like, why are you going through that much trouble to be, like, you can't say, oh, look at that thought over there, without also acknowledging that you're also saying, hey, look at that hoe over there. No! It drives me crazy. It has ever since it came out. I tried to get us to stop saying it back in, like, 2015. Nobody wanted to stop saying it, so now it's a thing. It's just what they say now. That's where the term Twitch thoughts comes from, because that's the new word for that kind of thing. Can't just call them hoes. Lord Jesus. Oh no, nope. It's hoe. It's hoe. That's far worse. The implications, even from an anatomical no, oh no. I hope someone saves that poor young man. But yes, I mean, listen, Nicki Minaj, okay, from our generation. Did she make a song called Stupid Thought, or did she make a song called Stupid Hoe? That's what I'm saying. Exactly. It was Stupid Hoe. These damn Gen Betas. What letter is it again? Oh, there we go. Yeah, these Gen Zers, Generation Z, as the English say. I just can't, okay? I can't. We have ruined an entire generation of people by letting them grow up with internet. Now they're weirdly socialized, and they communicate entirely in memes. Yeah, but we had the benefit of growing up without it and then integrating it into our adult lives. These people have had tablets and touchscreen phones and freely available porn since, they popped out. Can you imagine what our generation would have done with freely available porn? How ruined we would be? No, we didn't. No, we didn't. Not without blowing up your goddamn. Okay, if you could just go to a website and consume it for free instead of using Kazaa, LimeWire, BearShare, or questionable torrents and clickbait pop-up ridden websites to access pornography, then sure, hun, you have a one-to-one comparison with the internet porn in our era and the internet porn in theirs. But no. No. I can watch Amaranth shake her ass on a Twitch stream. Okay? And you only have to be 13 to sign up for Twitch. Remember how old you had to be to sign up to you had to like fake your way into getting onto something like My Free Cams or Chatterbait? Okay, the younger generation has far more access to everything on planet Earth than we ever did. We had to grind, okay? We had to work, and we had to put our computers at risk for what is just the push of a button now, okay? I do not sound old. I'm only talking about a 10-year gap in the usage of the internet. Yup. You had to use Napster to download music. The only way to buy the single of Crank That was to literally go to soldierboytellem.com. You typed that into the URL and it worked. And you could download his song for $1. soldierboytellem.com. No, that was the name of his first album, and it was actually the name of his website. Dear, he was ahead of the curve as far as using internet and social media marketing to push his music. Yeah, he was kind of ahead of the curve. But yeah. It was dark days, okay? What I'm saying is, they've got it easy. I used to, in 2007, I used to flip out because I saw 10-year-olds with Blackberries when I worked in Brooklyn Heights. And I was like, what does a 10-year-old need with a Blackberry? Why is this a thing? And now everybody has iPhones. With the Musical.lys and the Snapchats and their TikToks. With their hit or miss memes. Okay, I truly feel old now. I'm gonna stop. Yeah, I realized I had aged when I could not comprehend services like Musical.ly. I'm like, all right, so this is a social media service where people get famous for lip syncing to the creative works of other people.
Yeah, well, there's the whole show. Isn't that the celebrity lipstick or whatever?
Yeah, but that's a show and a concept. That's like a game show. I'm fine with that, but people have actually gotten famous from like Jacob Sartorius. Why does Jacob Sartorius have an actual music career? Because he was able to lip sync to actual singers' music. Like, just because he lip synced doesn't mean that he can sing. If he could sing, he'd be Justin Bieber, who, infamously enough, started his career on YouTube by actually being talented. Jacob Sartorius isn't talented. He's not. I'm sorry. What? That's like saying that the Cash Me Outside girl can rap. Okay, she can't. She can't. She is a living meme. I'll never forget that period of time. I will tell my children. I'll never forget that period of time where we just, for some reason, over a 2-year stretch, just started making memes famous. Like we were giving people legitimate celebrity status due to them being memes. Yeah, like the damn Daniel kid was actually on Ellen. The Cash Me Outside girl is signed to Atlantic Records as a rap artist. Like, yeah, for a good while we were giving me, like, it makes things like Tay Day seem so quaint by comparison. It was like a really funny novelty when, what was his face? Remember the She Bangs, William Hung? Like William Hung and Tay Day doing his Chocolate Rain. Like, that was like, wow, this is kind of cute and funny. We had no idea that years later, people would still be charting their celebrity off of their meme status. The sad part is you can tell when it's, yeah, it's true. The sad part is though, you can totally tell when it's forced. Like the black girl that was like, I'm not black. I hate black people. It's like, you're on Dr. Phil. You're trying really hard, but you and your mom are gonna have to figure out a better way. This ain't the way. So you're see, that's the thing about memes. You can't force them. Nobody chooses what a meme is or is not. It's lightning in a bottle. It's like the first Ghostbusters movie. It just happens. The only thing memes are a simple, effective means of conveying information. I had to tell my friend this the other day. Like, she was like, "Oh, I thought memes were memes because they're funny." I'm like, "No, that's called jokes. Everything you see that's funny on the internet isn't a meme." Like a meme is like, man the harpoons. Like it's, MAGA is a meme. It's just a bite-sized kernel of information conveyed in a unique way. Also, that's why Milhouse is not a meme. He will never be a meme. I'm sorry. Milhouse will never be a meme. No. Milhouse not being a meme is actually a meme. See what I mean? That's a deep cut. Milhouse is not a meme, is actually, that is the meme. But yeah, see. Ugh. That was a nice old man rant about the internet I had there. Dear, I destroyed 2 computers in the pursuit of pornography and illegal music. The first death was due to porn. The other death was due to illegally downloaded music. Things that were just back in my day. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. Are you so... Okay. Is that a solar sword? Is the answer to that question no? Then what are we doing here? Oh my god. I do not play this game to waste time. We about to leave this planet, girl. See if we can get down on that shattered throne. Well, I need to do the shattered throne before Monday, okay? Or I'm not going to do it again until March. Actually, I need to check that quest up because Ascendant Glass Shard. Ugh, the grind is real. Let's see. Who do you get that from? No, I need an Ascendant Glass Shard. I need to see exactly where that happens. You have to complete the Shattered Throne? Oh, fuck me. Wow, you actually need to beat the dungeon. That's insane. I wonder if this is actually doable then. Oh god. You actually have to beat... You actually have to beat it? I didn't think you had to beat it. Can you tell me the difference between those two? What? You're the one that made the you're the one that made the distinction. What's the difference between doing it and beating it? I thought I had to kill a certain boss in it, not actually finish it start to finish. We might need a third if that's the case. And it's one of those things, you know, if you fail it, you gotta start it back at the beginning. That's always fun. You just gotta, you know, get good, son. Get good, boo. I'd say it's probably harder to do it alone than it is to do it with someone else. The only thing is it's kind of like the, you know, like the Ascendant Challenge. If you croak it, that's it. Yeah, the Shattered Throne. That's it actually it takes place in Marasab's throne world. Hence where it gets its name. Yeah, you'll actually get a triumph in a lore book for going there. What's the status on that objective you're doing there? All right. All right, do it up. All right, equip all your best solar weapons and go to town. Solar damage can also mean solar weapons. So if you have a solar auto rifle, a solar shotgun, you're good to go. What are we missing? What's not dead? You got an auto rifle that's solar, boo boo. You have got a sword? That's solar? Oh, that's perfect, I guess.
Yeah, it's solar.
I mean, you don't get a lot of ammo, but that can work. Anybody see where it is? Oh, it's over there.
Oh, board set.
Booty cheeks. Ooh. Bife has some new videos out, and I guess I just haven't been watching enough of his content because I didn't even get hit in my recommended.
Wow.
This is unfortunately why so many YouTubers incessantly, agonizingly, obnoxiously have to say shit like, don't forget to like and subscribe, you know, hit the bell if you want notifications, because sometimes relying on YouTube's just built-in algorithm to recommend the content to the users who actually want to see it isn't always on point the way it should be. So like for Bife, I didn't click the stupid bell, so I just wasn't notified when he uploaded a new video, even though I'm subscribed to him.
Yeah.
It's silly.
I know, same.
Like, he's got 2 videos out. He's got a Last Wish lore raid video with a guest. And he's got this Destiny lore, The Last Word and Thorn, the complete story. Both of these videos are like over an hour long. This would have been perfect for my commute. Dang it, YouTube. Just give me the easiest access to the creators I want to see, okay? Also, weird thing about my YouTube metrics. Apparently, a lot of my YouTube views come from recommended.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which is interesting. Which means I'm going to have to start strategically tagging my videos a bit harder. Because if I'm coming up in recommended, not only does that mean that our content is actually fitting in the algorithm, but I'm going to have to go and meticulously just start tagging all of them appropriately so they'll show up in more searches. Apparently, a lot of our streams are found via searches. Like, a lot of people that were looking for quote-unquote Resident Evil 5 PS4 ended up happening onto our stream just because.
Oh, cool.
Like 88% of the views of the Ouroboros episode came from someone searching out Resident Evil 5 PS4. I guess people who were trying to bone up on the series before 2 came out or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That was good. Decent enough analytics, even if I somehow lost a follower. I don't know who. Someone wasn't down with our complete global saturation. I usually don't expect that from YouTube, though. YouTube seems pretty set in stone, but I mean, whatever. My YouTube growth is about the same as my Twitch growth, which is to say, depressing.
Really?
Yeah, really. People watch our videos, but they don't subscribe. It's all good. It's all good. Once the casts start popping out in full force, it'll all roll together.
Like cats?
Yeah, that's what I said. Cats. That we do not, booby. That we do not. Oh my god, are we on level 4 of escalation protocol? Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Do you have any... How are your solar kills looking?
Let me see. Ah!
Shadow Rift's open, boo. Mm-hmm.
I'm at 45%.
Alright, kill more thing. Everything you're using is solar, right? Your subclass is solar, your all solar everything?
Yep.
Alright, boo. Be the most optimal Jessica. Hopefully by level 6. Be optimistic. Hopefully by level 6 you'll have the thing. Don't pick up the sword. Just keep killing stuff with your solar weapons. Hell, if you have Sunbreakers, that's dope, because if you kill someone with your melee attack while you have Sunbreakers on, you get unlimited grenades for like 5 seconds.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, the Sunbreakers are really cool in Destiny 2. I don't think anybody will disagree with unlimited grenades for 5 seconds. You can just pepper the earth in solar grenades. And if you're a Dawn Blade, hell, you can just fly and just throw them while you're gliding. So, stratagems. Any horse. How does it feel to be back in the Destiny fold, creature?
I'm enjoying it.
But are you, though?
I am.
What do you enjoy?
About Destiny. I enjoy the gameplay.
I mean, about what you're doing now. You're grinding for the last word, technically. How does that feel?
Yeah. Exciting. I never got the last word, I don't think.
You've never used that gun at all?
I don't think so.
Good lord. Well, think Better Devils, but it's a 6 shooter that's designed to be fired rapidly. Like you're Unforgiven. It's basically what it was. It was a hand cannon that you could fire 6 shots from like a maniac. Like pow 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 pow. It's high noon. Which, sorry, that is an Overwatch meme. I don't know if you get that one.
I know. I do get it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, basically when you're using the last word, it's high noon. I had some fun with Overwatch. I slightly feel like I bought it for no reason, because I was hoping we'd play it together at some point, but we never really did. Fortunate bonus, though. I mean, they did end up updating it in Fork, so, hey. It's one of the few 4K 60 frame games on the One X. The state of Overwatch now, though, 3 years later, is kind of baffling to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently... Alright, well, the scuttlebutt is, and this is via my interpretation here, that Blizzard kind of killer instincted their game.
Like how? Like they adjusted it too quickly, too often?
They just kept adjusting it and like breaking characters and fixing them and just kind of flattening the player field in an attempt to make it more accessible to everyone, I guess. And from what I've seen, like fans, like people that really played it religiously or competitively, were kind of unhappy about that. Like, because you'd be playing it 1 week, or you'd be playing it 1 month, building up your skill set with a certain character, and then they would change, or they would get nerfed, or they would like Blizzard kind of bowed down to the demands of its community pretty quickly and hastily, I think. Kind of the way, you know, Iron Galaxy was just constantly tweaking Killer Instinct so that it never had a consistent meta.
I see.
It's like Maya might be great in the first 2 months, but by the time Evo happens, you know, she might be kind of broken. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Keats, please. Remember Keats, please. Keats. Or the Killer Instinct World Cup, somebody had a sign that actually said Keats, please on it. Ah, what a great community that was.
That was a great
I hope they have something to show for the next Xbox launch, like another Killer Instinct.
That would be really cool.
With esports having blown up the way it has over the past few years, you know, it would be silly if Microsoft wouldn't want a contender in the ring. I mean, Killer Instinct was actually hype. Was actually pretty popular as far as like viewers and energy. Like, that was a hype effing game. Even people that didn't play Killer Instinct would still tune in for like the grand finals. It just looked cool.
Yeah.
You know, with Dragon Ball Fighter Z doing, you know, the numbers it does and all these. Yeah, I hope Microsoft hasn't given up on KI. I mean, they're going to have to really prove themselves in the next generation as far as their first party strengths, because this generation was not it for them. As far as first party, no. No. They kind of regressed back to the original Xbox, where the original Xbox was like the most powerful console out. It did the best third party. It just didn't really have the first party. The 360 was a success on both fronts. It was easier to use, so it got a lot of good third party. It had a lot of great first party, you know, between Ninja Gaiden and Halo, and it had a lot going on. And the one just kind of was like, nah, son. We don't have that many exclusives this time. Still sad that we never got Scalebound.
Oh yeah.
That looked so cool. You wouldn't have wanted to play a large scale co-op action game directed by Hideki Kamiya? You remember what Scalebound looked like?
No.
Oh well. I don't know. Think Destiny mixed with Bayonetta. It was pretty insane. And it looked like it was going to be awesome, and then Microsoft just kind of canceled it out of nowhere. They're like, you know what? We don't want an awesome exclusive. Let's just cancel it. I mean, it's only for the love of Jesus that we're actually getting Crackdown 3 this month. Like, wow. Crackdown 3 is finally coming out. That game was supposed to come out in September of 2018.
Wow.
Yeah, they pushed it back to
Wasn't it
February.
supposed to come out before?
It was supposed to come out in 2017. Then they pushed it back to 2018. And then they pushed it back to 2019.
Wow.
They had to get Terry Crews's pec physics down right. Like when you click the thumbsticks, he starts making his pecs move. Solar progress.
Let's see.
My brain is melting.
I'm at 69%.
What? Only 65?
69.
Alright, we're gonna need exclusive solar weapon usage, more super kills, more grenade kills. This cannot do.
Let's see. What else can I do? Yeah, I have a solar
Do you have a solar auto rifle? Because you don't get a lot of ammo for your machine gun. If you're using a shotgun, that's gonna cut down on the number of enemies you can kill at a time. Because DPS. You have a solar. You don't have a solar anything except for a shotgun?
I have a solar hand cannon.
Use that rather than a shotgun. Jessica, it really doesn't matter. I mean, you're on Mars. You needed to be like 330 to do escalation protocol. So however much it drops your light, just equip a good solar weapon that you can use often. Or this is going to take forever. If you're just running around shotgunning people for solar kills, this is going to take forever. Use an auto rifle, hand cannon, pulse rifle, scout, anything that fires faster than a shotgun, rocket launcher, or machine gun. Anything.
I don't like that. I was
But did we break it as a heroic? I hope we got it. I really hope we got it the right way, because if we don't do the heroic, it's just gonna end escalation protocol. So I hope we got all the vents. Yeah, you have to do the heroic version of it. So you gotta shoot out all the vents on the injection rig so the infiltrator Valis appears early. So I hope we did that the right way, because if we didn't, after this heroic event, it's gonna end. Hun, you can't shoot at the vents now. The time for that is over. Nope, we did not do the heroic, and they fucked it. Oh well. There goes escalation protocol, you knuckleheads. You fucked it. You're supposed to do the heroic event, boneheads. Not the regular. You ruined escalation protocol for us all by not shooting the vents. You gaggle of buttheads. Ruined. It's ruined. I'm still waiting for that headline about Soldier Boy like suing Bungie because the crank that is in Destiny. It's just not happening. Why isn't he taking the low-hanging fruit? We basically got bleeped by Bungie on that one. Feels bad. Well, I think he's going to tell you the thing about how you collected a bunch of darkness and now you got to collect some lightness or some litness if you're a Gen Zer. Lit does not come from millennials. No, it doesn't. Yeah, exactly. That's how you know it doesn't come from our generation. Travis Scott says lit. Lit is not from us. No. You do? No. Have you... Are you asking me if I say lit? When have I ever described anything as lit? You do know. The answer is never. I've never used that phrase. Because it's not from my generation's vernacular. Lit came out around 2014. Lit hasn't been around that long, Jessica. Lit's probably been around since like maybe I'll say at the earliest 2010. Well, like I said, I never said lit. I don't use it in sentences. I don't use the sentiment. I know exactly what it means, but I don't describe thing as lit. I don't know. I feel too distanced from whatever sentiment they're trying to convey there. Lit ain't me. I'll say stuff is hot. Stuff is dope. Like I say a lot of things are dope, and nobody says dope anymore. But I've never described anything as lit. I've said awesome. You know, like I'm from the 90s. Okay? Stop making me sound old. It's lit! You know, I love that ad-lib that Travis Scott does in his songs, you know. But I don't use that word. I like the word lit. It's not a part of my vocabulary. So you're using it ironically? It's lit. That's cute. I had to do something like that for work, actually. I had to come up with a 30-second commercial for a sound bar. I guess it's a means of demonstrating, you know. I had to come up with a 30-second spot for a sound bar. Are you tired of your TV sounding like dick? I had to come up with a, I didn't say that, but I had to come up with a commercial like on the spot. What? A bit too strong. Are you tired of your music sounding like it's being played through a prison telephone call during an electrical storm? That's pretty bad, huh? That's pretty bad. That's a little bit bad. Like, Tekashi 6ix9ine, ironically, one of his last singles that he actually came out with before they nabbed him was a single called Stupid. and he recorded it with Bobby Shmurda. A fact that's only notable because Bobby Shmurda, as we all know, is incarcerated. So he clearly recorded his verse through a prison phone. And it sounds like it. It sounds like he was totally recording his verse on the prison phone. It really does, though. It sounds like an answering machine. To the prison with really with a Scarlet 2i2 and a blue Yeti. But like, we go up to his cell with an icicle and a MacBook Air. Just have Fruity Loops open. I feel like it's a rock and a hard place, you know? But that's okay. Because they can record their next single together. Okay, that was mean. I'm sorry. Hey, what? I didn't make him plead guilty. He did. He pleaded guilty yesterday. The maker of the song I just mentioned. The guy that looks like a troll. Like a literal troll. Like he's got rainbow colored grills and hair. You never heard of this guy? Takashi 69. Yeah, Mr. Blicky got the stiffy. Yeah, him. Yeah, him. He was arrested in November. Like 9 counts of racketeering and all sorts of other craziness. And he just finally pled guilty today. Which means we're never gonna see him again. We're never gonna see him again, dear. I don't know. They didn't specify, but they had 9 counts of racketeering on him and his crew, so to speak. Writing was on the wall, to be honest. A little bit too reckless with the lifestyle. Stuff he was getting himself into. I guess being like, you know, a successful music artist just ain't enough sometimes. Got him. Kiss my ass, so what? Somebody help me at Zone C, please. Oh my God, go F yourself. Thank you. Sorry. I'm dead. That's hilarious. Asshole. That's just mean. I'm sorry, that was mean. I shouldn't have done that. You didn't see. Well, some guy tried to hide behind a stack of boxes. Okay? I threw a grenade at him. It blew up in his face, and when he tried to jump out from behind the boxes, he caught an arrow to the neck. It was just funny. It was just I don't know. It's a combination of predictive thinking and just making people do the thing. Well, yeah, I mean, if I threw a grenade behind that box, of course he was gonna hop out once it hit him. And then when he hopped out, that was my chance. That was it. Arrows to the neck bone. Oh my God, it's the last freaking word. Help. Yeah. Oh, please. I've been killed by it at least 3 times. That thing is ridiculous. Not even gonna lie. Not. hope that counted towards my towards my chaperone quest. Whoops. Yeah. No. Oh, jeez. What percentage am I on? This is silly. So, did you talk to the drifter? Yeah. Care to join me? You want to do some mayhem? Have a bunch of goofy fun? You should be a storm caller. I feel like you would get maximum if you were a storm caller during mayhem. Just be you floating around zapping people. Or a Dawnblade. Anything that's more than a one shot, like a Nova Bomb, because it's mayhem. So with all that super, you might as well pick something that lasts long. Well, hey, hun, if it works, but like I said, for that thing, you get 2 points for every kill, and you lose a point for every death. So just keeping in mind what you're trying to do. Our team hasn't lost yet, but they will. I tried. I put my angles into it, but, you know. Oh, okay. That was a tractor cannon. Okay, I'm not mad now. I was almost mad. Someone shotgunned me out of my super, but it was the boop cannon. I can't get mad at the boop cannon. What? It's the funniest weapon in the game. What? It is, though. The boop cannon's hilarious. And I mean, as a game thingy, you know, it, when you hit people with it, it suppresses their abilities and makes them weak to void damage. Yeah, so literally, like, shooting someone with it once, in addition to making them fly off, it also weakens them. So if I'm in my super... Okay, fine, it was the tractor cannon. I get it. Because as soon as he shot me with it, that's it. Nerfs. Just nerfs. Instant nerfs. It's a nerf cannon that sends you flying. I'm not a goof. It's a game that does things. Listen, I don't know. There is something about, you know, being like this. It's like, all right, you got to get used to things as they change. You know, every game is different. There's something new to learn, something, you know, different to acclimate to. And, you know, for Destiny, it has its own rules. And the tractor cannon just happens to break all of them in a really funny way. It's a boop cannon. I have to tell you, there's nothing like it. There's nothing like it in any game, in any other game, except maybe Half-Life. You could just pick up toilets with the gravity gun and then sling them at people. It's really funny. What? Let's go do some Crucible. I am, but give me a second. Apparently the postmaster is completely out of space, and I need to delete things or they will be gone forever. All right, in their defense, it's a lot of blues. I don't understand why. I wish blues would just auto. I wish blues would just auto delete themselves at this point. Like, I feel like, remember Destiny 1, like you eventually would reach a point where you stop getting greens. It's the same in this. Like when you reach a certain point in this, you stop getting greens. I think there should be a certain point where you just stop getting blues. Like maybe when you hit max level, just stop hitting people with blues. You're never gonna equip a blue. A legendary? Sure. You can actually make it better with infusions. Sure, fine. I'll take a legendary. But not a blue. You can't do anything to a blue. You can't infuse them. The only thing you can do is, it's like delete it. Delete it. Hillary Clinton. Delete this. You know, I mean, come on. Yeah, that was good on her. I appreciated that.
Yeah. I thought it was really interesting that like every streaming publication had to do an explainer about like non-good happening from like
Normies, boo. They're out there, dude. They're in full force. Just know that whenever something reaches the daily dot and they do an article on it, that pretty much means the meme has died.
the daily dot.
Yeah, like if you see it pop up on the daily dot, that means that pretty much means the meme is dead. Oh my gosh, I made my Polaris Lance max level. Yes, I can nerd out. Okay, I'm done. Thank you for your patience. Alright, actually tell me something. Alright, do me a favor. Look at my inventory right now. And, Y button my secondary. Alright, you see the way it looks? How does it look right now? How does it look right now, I said? Yes. That thing is called the Bray Legacy, right? This is how it originally looked. Okay, okay. But I just got this thing. How do you think this looks? Bucker? What? What do you mean? That's not the same. Okay, alright. How about this? Yeah. Yes, 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 yes. And then look at this one. Which one do you think was the best? Was you think the original one I had on was? Yeah, I think so too. Okay, thank you. It's called the. It really does. Like the barrel is just crazy long for no reason. All right, all right. Thank you. All right. We can do some mayhem. I've got my Polaris Lance. goofy weapon. It's a nice sky. Did you get that thing, dear?
What thing?
The Polaris Lance.
I think so.
Like, remember you get it as a legendary, and then you continue to do the quest, and then you get it as an exotic.
I didn't get it as an exotic.
Well, that's what the Polaris Lance is. That's the exotic version of it. When you finish the quest, they give you the Polaris Lance. It has this perk. It has this perk called the Perfect Fifth, where when you do 4 precision shots, the 5th one detonates as a solar explosion.
Oh, wow.
It's a cool thing. It does the thing. I got the Borealis, which was the PS4 exclusive up until Forsaken came out. Yeah, it's a if the hard light were a sniper rifle, that's basically what the Borealis is. I'm surprised they're not just dropping exotics on you like Nickelodeon slime. What was the last exotic you got? Face? I don't know. They gave you the boop cannon too?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Oh heavens. I'm sorry, that's really funny.
Yep, I actually used the thing that gave me the speed and the
Yeah. Oh, like a isochronal blah, 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 that thing? Oh, that's cool. You know what? I'm gonna use the Graviton Lance. This weapon is so busted. And then when you masterwork it, it gains even more range. Like, why? Why would it gain more range and better target acquisition? Why would you want to do that to this weapon? Bungie was like, you know what? We're gonna give you something broken. It's gonna be busted. Enjoy. This is our apology for the Red War campaign. Look at this. Look at this. Double down. Hold that, Chief. Holy, I forgot. It was Mayhem. I'm like, wait a minute. Why do I have my soup? Oh. Sorry, I was actually just playing this like I was playing a regular Crucible.
Yeah.
Holy butt! Sorry. I kind of whiffed my super. And then they popped theirs in retaliation. Lord Jesus. They got me. Hey, where are you, boo? Oh, there you are. Hello. Alright. I'm gonna do the thing. No! Did you see that? No! Stop laughing at me. I avenged you! A storm caller? Yeah, you being... How goth are you? Hmm? A genuine question. Just gonna embrace the darkness, huh? That's where we're going? Hmm? Alright. Alright there, Amy Lee. Just gonna crawl all up in your crawl, huh? Okay. You know these wounds, they will not crawl. As long as you know that. Don't want you to have unrealistic expectations or anything. I don't even know what's happening on my screen. But this frame rate, though. The frame rate is like, what? I'm chilling. I only have to do 30 frames. We got this. Just like particles and embers and craziness. Nope! Take that last word, Ellen. Hold it. Hold that. Hold that too. Hold that. And that. And that. Hold it all! Oh my gosh. I got him. I got him. Oh, that was good. Why? Holy. Why is Mayhem so ridiculous? I'm pretty sure this, like, yeah, this really chewed on my on my percentages. Good lord. I did 6 supers. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I was gonna be headbutting, but actually, I'm about to be Captain America for Mayhem. We're gonna have to switch equipments here, okay? Did you know that if you're a Titan with the Doom Fang Pauldron, that as soon as you hit your super, you can just mash LB like a maniac? You never run out of shields to throw if you have the Doom Fang Pauldron, because it gives you 2 charges. And super kills restore super energy. So you can just keep launching shields down a hallway like a lunatic. Because while you're throwing one, the other's charging up. Because you have 2. Yeah, it's just endless. It's just you're. How does he do that again? Is it magnets? Like actual Captain America? How does he throw his shield and have it come back to his wrist like that? Isn't it like magnets or something? Yeah, I think he has like some special magnets in his bracelets that allows him to call it back. Like he can throw it like a quick shot, but the only reason it comes back is because he like clicks a button or something on his palm. Yeah, it's like magnets or something. Hun, you've seen the way that shield comes back to him. That is not that but it literally looks like it magnetizes to his wrist every time he calls it back. Like sometimes he'll catch it and put it back, but sometimes it just flies onto his wrist like boom. You're like, all right. Okay, Cap. Sure. But it's okay, you know. We don't have to think about that anymore because he has shields on his wrists now. That's what Black Panther did. He said, "Give this man a shield." And they just put 2 shields on both of his forearms. Because Wakanda. So it's all good. Captain America doesn't really have anything to throw anymore. At least not in the MCU. For injury liability policy, refer to what? Wait, what? 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 What did it say? Like, it says refer to Crucible waiver Article 6. Like, Crucible waiver? Waiver? What do you mean waiver? Listen, I know we respawn infinitely, but waiver? What, in the event of bodily harm and or dismemberment, we cannot be held liable for the what? Nah, hold that L, bruh. Hold that. Hold it. Hold it. He tried to hit me with the Titan headbutt. He was unsuccessful. Hold these L's. Yeah, I'm just chucking shields all day. It's hilarious. It's glorious. It's glorious, boo. Boop. Running. I don't know. Somebody popped their super behind me and I'm just kind of running. Oh, you in trouble now? Sorry, this is hilarious. Look at all these shields. It's Brooke Shields out here. It's ridiculous. I'm just throwing shields. It's hilarious. You're too quiet. I gotta put some life in this. I gotta put some mayhem in this mayhem, okay? You're just out here electrocuting and Hadoukening people with a plain expression on your face, like, hey, this for me, this is only Tuesday, okay? I'm Captain America right now. You're about to feel this. It's going down live and in pay-per-view. I'm just throwing shields down hallways. I don't have a care in the world. Oh no. Oh no, I've been thwarted. Never mind. I have been, actually. It was a very humbling experience, actually. Heyo! Heyo! Nope! Hold it! Oh my gosh. How did that many shields miss? The guy was standing right in front of me. How? How, Sway? I'm kind of salty about that. I blocked like 3 golden gun shots with my shield, and then I got bodied for absolutely. Oh. Okay, I deserve. And then I got killed for no reason. I threw like 5 shields out there into the world. It was. I'm kind of mad. What the children would call tight. I am tight right now. I think that's what they call it. I'm kind of tight, yes. That's what they say. I'm tight! Yeah. No, tight is actually from our generation. I remember tight in high school. Oh my gosh. I never used sandpapery until I admittedly I heard it in Grand Theft Auto. There, you know, one of the best things about playing any Grand Theft Auto game, at least for me, it was practically an event, was listening to the talk radio stations with their eccentric hosts and even more eccentric guests. Yeah, and one of my favorites was called Pressing Issues, which was like the Vice City public radio station. And Maurice Chavez, who was the host, described one of his guests as rough and sandpapery. And yeah, like after that, that kind of stuck with me. Like I didn't know about it before then, but after I heard it, it was like 2002. Yeah. Rough and sandpapery. Your pressing issues is hysterical. Yes. How often are you dying in proportion to how often you're killing? You do know. What do you mean I don't know? Oh, really? Were we too good? I mean, if you really want to get that thingy up, you kind of have to pay regular Crucible because Mayhem is a cluster bleep. Unless you're just really good at killing the things. Like, I'm at, you know, I'm up a bit, but, you know, that's why I recommended you be a Stormcaller, because I feel like the kills you would get per super would be far higher than anything else. Because being a Stormcaller lasts for a really long time. Especially if you have that crown thingy. Forget about it. If you have that crown. Oh, geez. Because the crown makes your, it extends your arc super with every kill you get. Which is just silly in Mayhem. It's silly. Why would they do that? It's silly. It's okay. Maybe they'll drop you an exotic, dear. Do you know why? Do you know why they should drop you an exotic, boo? Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Nose. Hey, Bungie, where's that birthday exotic, yo? Happy birthday to the nose. Happy birthday to the nose. Happy birthday, dear Nosy. Happy birthday to you. Note that is saved in posterity for my future embarrassment forever on the internet. Sequestered in this bonus episode. I look forward to this being dredged up in the future. But you know what? I regret nothing. He said as he flew off the cliff. Yes. Cue the goofy scream. Congratulations. You made it to another year of awesomeness. Of being awesome sauce. How does it feel? Are you a hard-shelled or a soft-shelled crab? Oh, okay, that may be my favorite Lord Shaxx quote. I don't think I've ever heard that one. All right, well, for me, I heard... Oh, wait, what did he say for you? Okay, that's amazing. All right, that's good. For me, he said... He was like, "Did you hear that? That's not the sky falling. That's mayhem." I'm like, wait, what? Indeed. That sound is not the sky falling. That is indeed mayhem. Thank you, Morgan. I still can't believe that's Morgan. Yeah, I feel like for when he plays Lord Sax, he's just turning himself up to 11 maybe.
Yeah.
uh, it just reminds me. There's this like, okay, so for the Samsung sound bar, there is a nice ripe little demo of The Greatest Showman, and I gotta say, I mean, I feel like Hugh Jackman looks so genuinely happy to just be dancing around and singing. It really is mind blowing when you hear his default accent. That man can belt impassioned, okay, in an American accent, and it's ridiculous. It's like listening to Ozzy Osbourne, okay? It's crazy. I just have Hugh Jackman singing burned into my brain because of the amount of times I've used it to demonstrate the Samsung soundbar, and I'm just like, good God, Hugh Jackman, you look really happy to just be singing, like. I still don't know about that movie. It looks patently ridiculous. I mean, I don't know how you could romanticize the origin story of P.T. Barnum, you know, a man who has been since revealed to have committed horrific atrocities not only against his performers but the animals in his circus, and then make, you know, a peppy, upbeat musical with a lot of likable people in it, and not address any of that. It's kind of weird. That and all of the animals are obviously CG. Probably to escape concerns that people like P.T. Barnum have placed into the public conscious. Sorry. But you see what I mean? That, like, all the animals are CG. It's really funny. There's like a midget, you know, I'm sorry, riding a little person riding an obviously CG elephant. There's like CG lions jumping through CG hoops, and it's like, okay, I get why they wouldn't use real animals, but isn't that like a clue as to why we shouldn't be making something like this? No. No. I think Cirque du Soleil stood the test of time because they just get, you know, off the wall performers that do crazy contortionist voodoo. Yeah. Yeah, precisely. It's weird. You know, maybe morbid curiosity. As I always say, I wouldn't mind MST3K'ing it because it looks ridiculous. It looks ridiculous. It's a musical about a circus. Wow, that was awful for me. What did that do to my percentages? Ooh, it dropped me by 3. He said, I have witnessed extinction level events that were less catastrophic than this. Like, wait a minute, what? Like, the magnitude of the things that Shax is saying. You having fun? Looks like I'm doing the Shattered Throne alone. Well, I'm definitely not doing it tomorrow. And Monday maybe, but we have the Resident Evil side mission crab. It had 2 downloadable episodes, one starring Josh and Jill called Desperate Escape, and another one called Lost in Nightmares, which shows you the last time Chris and Jill had ever seen each other. And boo, that one is a gem. Oh my gosh. Lost in Nightmares is really good. Because it single-handedly shows the potential of what a co-op Resident Evil game could be. Because it is co-op, but it isn't very action-oriented. A lot of it is centered around co-op puzzles that ratchet up a decent amount of tension. Because someone's usually in peril, or you spend a decent chunk. I can't spoil it. I will just say that it is an actually tense and scary co-op Resident Evil that proves that you don't have to go full action in order to be co-op. I'll just leave it at that. It's quite good. I'd compare it to like the parts in Dead Space 3 that were really silent and moody. When whoever's playing as Carver is seeing things that Isaac can't see. Stuff like that. We can do that sometime if you want. We have it. We have Dead Space 3. It's BC. It's BK. I wonder if you'd get my DLC if you played it. You probably would. Because, well, back when microtransactions were pretty quaint, but obviously ruining Dead Space, I actually bought a couple of those resource packs. I did. The grind was too real. Don't judge me. The grind was quite real. I didn't like it. I accepted it for what it was. No. You know how you and I, when we play Resident Evil 5, we're like constantly trading bullets and trading herbs because resource management is a huge part of survival horror. But Dead Space 3 took resources like the ammo and made it universal because the weapons were customizable, and so that threw resource management out the window. You don't have to manage your resources when everything is universal, you know what I mean? Yeah, so they took out the survival parts. Yeah, it just makes you, it really puts your focus squarely on the action. You don't have to worry about whether or not you have enough bullets because all the guns use the same bullets. Whereas when you're down to your last 5 bullets in Resident Evil 5 and I've got a boatload, it's like, no. That was fun though. I'm yeah. I need a hub. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself on that one though. That was fun. And ridiculous. Let's not forget we fought bat creatures. We fought Steve Buscemi infected with Las Plagas. we fought Neo Wesker. And then rockets were deployed at the optimal altitude. Did we achieve it completely and globally, Boo? Global penetration. I knew you were gonna say that. See, there it is. There it is. You sly devil. Oh my goodness. What? George Bush will be delivered into the atmosphere. It's like, wait, what? I may need to meet this individual in my lifetime. Can we put that on the bucket list? Meeting DC Douglas. In less than 5 minutes, we'll reach Vader's Death Star. It's like, wait, what? Okay, why would you be a bubble titan during mayhem? I don't know. I just watched this guy right in front of me just go, "Hey, bubbles." Like, it's mayhem. Why would you? Are you trying to set up endless bubbles? Good luck. No, I don't. Not if you're going for bubble mayhem. I don't think so. Closing the gap by what? 14? Shax, when's the last time you looked at the scoreboard, buddy? They're not closing the gap. They're not even close. I don't think a deficit of 14 is what I would call closing the gap. How about you, dear? What do you think? Holy, okay, the gap is at I stand corrected. The gap is at 1. The gap is at 2. What? My brain hurts. Yeah, we taught. Yeah. What? Shax, please. He's like, what is wrong with you people? Throw more grenades. You should be congratulating us. Who reaches 125 to 125 in mayhem? That should have been just the carnage he was looking for. Yeah, it did the same thing for me. Like, alright, it's because they hit 125 a split second before we did. So, like, I guess 2 people got a double kill at the same time? You're the fire team leader. Unless you want to headbutt something again, you're the fire team leader, boo. I just don't know what to say about that except okay. Like the One Punch Man, okay. Well, thank you for being the best mayhem crab ever. Yeah, I gotta turn into I have a meeting at 7:30 in the morning. Should be 10:30. I can dig that. It's at 11. Okay, crabness. That's really tight. All right, Meeps. I like the sound of this. Alright, I will see you in the crab tomorrow then. Alright, booty. Likewise. Likewise, booby. Have a good crab. I'll see ya. Happy birthday, Nose Nose. Good night.